everybody. Welcome back to BTF and Dubs. Gozzy,
Hey,
how you
what
doing,
up?
brother?
Yeah, I'm good, Ron. I'm good, man. How you doing? How you
Good,
doing?
good, good. Yeah, good
What are you-
week of wrestling, good week at work, good vibes.
Yeah, oh, I mean, good. You
Oh,
say good week. We both know how horrible work's been, man.
well, that's what made the wrestling better.
Oh, that's true. And you know what? I think it just makes it easier as well. Just be able to get it out and talk about it and
For
just
sure.
break it down a little bit. It always makes it a lot easier to palate.
For sure. Yeah. Break it down. For sure. And
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
yeah, also just like get your mind off of anything else. Hopefully we do that for everybody else.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's it, there's definitely some help I'm going to need dissecting with AEW. I've picked some stuff up, but there's
Fair
definitely
enough.
some things going to need help dissecting.
For
But
sure.
I think Raw again wasn't anything too special this week, but it did have some solid moments,
Mm.
and that end segment I loved. I thought it was great.
For sure,
But
yeah, very very quiet Raw, but not
yeah,
surprising considering last week was the Monday after Mania.
yeah,
So yeah, no real surprises. The like you said, the end segment was very good. I have a thought on that, so we'll
I
get to it. One
but
thing that did stand out to me about that segment that wasn't great, but
yeah,
yeah,
this
overall I thought it was good. I thought it was pretty decent.
Yeah, it wasn't like I say, it wasn't too bad. There was some, I mean, there was a meh match in there for me, and it's just
For
because
sure.
it's happened so many times. I'm bored of it now. But I thought it was a great way to kick off with the whole thing with the Roman and the Usos with the little vignette before
Yeah,
everything even kicked off.
little old school
So like,
bloodline action there.
yeah,
Yeah,
man. We obviously he was sitting down like more as a consultation with them. Wasn't like I am the leader. It was more about you're the
yep,
family. I need to bring you in on this. It's not, it felt like it wasn't a obey me. It was a I need to hear you
yeah, yeah.
in a way.
Which is good character growth for Roman. We'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, it'll
Because
be
we
an
kind of
interesting
have
one.
seen that before, where he does like, "No, we're a family. What do you think, Jay? What do you think, Jeremy?" Um, and then like regresses back to, "No, no, I am in charge though. Just always remember that."
Yeah, it's like it was. Yeah, it felt like they were setting up to go. Okay, no, he has changed, and then they kind of went, "Ooh, I don't know." They're just
Mm.
leaving. They're leaving
It was
something
the
lingering there.
little crack open in the door.
Yeah,
But like without that sort of intrigue, it does make then they're just a regular old trio. The faction. So that's good. I did like it. Is that what you want to start off with? You want to start off main event?
I no, I think that needs to be discussed before we move over.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But
All right,
I
cool.
just I just thought because that was the start, like that was a
Sure.
great opening vignette, like it was perfect. Well, it was perfect to get you into it and to obviously have your investment into the story.
Yeah, nice little through line through for the evening.
It's weird because it's like it's opening and closing every show now with this sort of I don't want to say bloodline, but Samoan dynasty
Yeah, I think that's a good term
story.
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like you started Raw the week before with everything, and then you had Roman finish it, and then SmackDown obviously you had Jacob come out, and then you had the finishing match with Jacob solo, and then this week again you had
Sure.
the vignette. It's like they're trying to keep it not to take from Roman, but the island of relevancy type thing. Like they're trying to keep him and this whole storyline relevant to everyone. Like you need to remember in the beginning, this is what we want you to see, and you need to remember at the end, this is the main storyline.
Sure, sure, absolutely. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, like I said, just that like golden thread for the show.
Yeah,
Bring them in and then make sure they stay to the end. So yeah, no, it's good. That does raise a question for me though. Is Jacob not done with SmackDown? You think he has? He said a little bit later on, like he beat the shit out of the MFTs the other night. That's finished. Roman obviously brought him solo up. Obviously, we'll get into it, but because
yeah, I think
I do like the idea of the island of relevancy thing and the Samoan dynasty and like yeah, if we're gonna start off Raw and with the Samoans and end with Roman and Jacob, cool. But I don't know if I want that on a Monday and a Friday. You know what I mean?
yeah, I think he is done. I think obviously for now it's just to keep, as we said, to keep them in that relevant
Yeah, that spot
conversation
for
of don't
sure.
forget this is the main
Yeah, this is
this
what
is the
we
main
shouldn't talk
storyline
about.
right
Yeah,
now. Doesn't
Okay.
matter if you're looking at Raw or SmackDown. This is the storyline we want you to focus on.
Sure. That makes sense.
So I think
100%.
that's
Yeah.
where it sits. But I do think it's Jacob's done on SmackDown now because if he's going after Roman in this title, I don't think he'll flip flop and go, well, if he doesn't win,
We hope not.
I can't, I didn't beat Roman, so fuck it, I'm gonna go and try again with Cody because he's done the Samoan Bloodline. He's done the MFT thing inside on SmackDown. He's fought more than his fair share. He debuted on SmackDown. I think it's time to flip him over to Raw and give him some new competition. Give him
Agreed.
give
No,
him an
100%.
opportunity at something. He was a US champion. Maybe he ends up fighting Penta and he becomes an intercontinental champion.
But see, I don't really see that happening for a while. The
Yeah, it
intercontinental
probably
stuff
won't.
is like pretty stacked at the moment. Maybe that's a good kickoff point for this week's Raw. Unless you want to start
Yeah,
somewhere
no,
else.
let's just flow.
Word. Uh, Good match between Penta and Rusev. Little good psychology there.
Yeah,
Rusev making the like getting out of that first springboard that he counted, and then
yeah,
Penta learning from that to like bait him. And so I mean, obviously, two veteran wrestlers doing what they do best. We knew Rusev wasn't going to win, but that wasn't really the story going into it. It's what's Ethan Page going to do, because
yeah. And that was the thing. I loved it. Like he was there
just
just
hovering
hovering.
like a bad
But this
guy.
is but
I love
this
it.
is what I say.
Yeah, it's
This
good.
is what I say. He was brilliant, and he was like my
Yeah,
wrestler for the year for last year because
sure,
it's his little nuances and his presence throws a lot of doubt into anything.
sure, sure,
Like
absolutely.
he's and just him being there kind of must have played on both.
I would say specifically
Specifically,
especially Rusev,
yeah,
because obviously they had that little interaction last week, and I mean this is probably clearly leading into like a tag team match
of
with
some sorts.
Penta and Javon versus Ethan Page and Rusev.
Yeah, again,
Um,
I think it's a good way of having, in a weird way. I know Penta's still sort of new because he's
yeah,
only
for
been,
WWE, sure.
but he's like the experienced wrestler
Yeah,
taking Javon the rookie under his wing. Rusev is the experienced wrestler
with Ethan,
helping the rookie
sure,
ego Ethan Page. I think it's good for the both of them. You get the blend
definitely,
of two guys who are workhorses in the ring, who can carry a match, who are solid at what they do, but can elevate the two of them. When you've got these rookies, you need to push them. I say rookies. Ethan Page is not so much a rookie anymore, but at the same time, they are kind of rookies to the brand.
they WWE rookies, main roster rookies for sure.
Yeah. So I
But
think it
yeah, I
helps
think it's
with that.
great. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's also not shoving Ethan Page into the main event scene. They're not putting like trying to shove him down anyone's throat, like give him too much of a
Yeah.
push too soon. It's a great place to start off with. No, again, it was just it's a good way to interlope different characters. Obviously, keep the
Yeah.
intercontinental side of things very strong. I can see them doing like a Miz thing, like new talent comes up and then the Miz sort of is their mentor, but it's Rusev, so it's
Yeah.
not going to be that vibe. It's going to be a much more sort of brutal one, if you could say that. Where he's
Yeah.
not
No,
actually
sure.
his mentor, but Ethan's like just like that shark that like eats the fish that eats all the shit from the shark. Like just like
Yeah.
he's there.
Eats the
Um,
leftovers. Yeah. He's just there to pick on the
He's
scraps, like
pick on the
a
scraps,
coyote in the
and then
wild,
eventually,
whatever. Yeah.
he's going to get big enough to take the shark out, and then I'm done. It's not the best analogy I've ever come up with, but you know what I'm saying.
I know exactly what he is. He's there to pick. He's there to pick the carcass.
That's it. That's it. So yeah, again, like I mean, the Penta beatdown. After
It is what it
Ethan
is.
go
Was.
like said to Rusev, like, "Come on, he's here. Let's beat him up." I love that little interaction. Then
And then he
Javon
was
comes
like,
out with
"Oh no,
that
it's fine."
monstrous springboard cutter.
Yeah, dude.
Um,
He touches the ceiling every time he
It's
does that. It's
crazy how he does that.
ridiculous.
It'll be interesting to see him in a match with Montez. See, he can go higher. I'd love to see that.
Oh, can you imagine it's Montez going for from the heavens and he goes for the OG cutter and they
That would be
just catch each
insane.
other in
I'm
midair for
calling it
one.
now. I'm calling it now. When Penta and Javon inevitably become a tag team, they're gonna go after the Street Profits for the titles, and that's gonna happen. You heard it here first,
It's
for
going
sure.
to,
Yeah,
and it'll look like an insane spot.
it'll be
Like the height
crazy.
on the drop will be
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So BTF and Dubs are calling it on the 30th of April 2026. We're gonna see that. From the heavens, OG cutter. It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be amazing.
But that was good. Overall, I thought that was great. Obviously pushing Javon really nicely as like this very good baby face. Everyone
Yeah,
loves Penta. So yeah, I can see that setting up a bit of like a tag team match for sure. Definitely going to happen. And then yeah, just get more people into the intercontinental scene, new blood as well. Obviously I don't think Dragon Lee and JD McDonough are going to be sniffing around that IC title for a minute. So
Nah,
might as
probably.
well bring in Ethan Page and maybe someone else down the line.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I think you're done with some people, and then bringing in these new ones again
Yeah.
really helps.
Joe Hendry for one. Maybe that's a good sig.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Like,
Don't know how I felt about the
I
concert. I mean I know that's his shtick, but I don't know. After Walk with Elias and the Rocks used to do it all the time. It's a little
yeah,
played
it's
out, but it was funny. It'll still have Paul Paul.
Paul.
Can we
Can we
fire
fire
Logan
Logan
Paul?
Paul?
That's been stuck in it. So it is catchy. It was a good introduction, I guess, to the main roster for Joe Hendry.
Yeah,
Um, if just
and again,
because it's a good way to get him involved and stuff.
yeah, but he's also good. He is good on the mic. Like, so when Logan Paul and Austin Theory came out, and they were
Mm,
like, "Oh, you're not a champion. We're the champions. You can't fire me. I have the gold. I have the
sure,
gold. You can't fire him. He has the gold. He has the gold." Like proper being an obnoxious dickhead like he is, just being himself. I think, to be honest
pretty
with you,
much, yeah. I would assume so.
just I think it worked really well because you put a guy who the crowd really loves up against two guys who the
Sure,
crowd really
hates
hates.
for sure. And I
So you're
think
not setting them
also
up.
just because a lot of the main roster like WWE crowd might not watch a lot of NXT, so they might not know a lot about Joe Hendry.
Yeah,
Putting him against like the most hated heel. Also, just like if you don't know who he is, you're supposed to cheer for this dude. So I think that was also a good
yeah, it
like
helped. It helped him,
interaction.
and then obviously he got into fisticuffs with the two of them,
Fisticuffs.
and then the Street Profits came out to help him, and it was like it's weird. Like again, they were very much they were heels, and now they come back and helping save Seth, and then
Oh
coming
well,
back.
they specifically said they're not here to help
Well,
Seth. It's
yeah,
not about him.
yeah, but you know what I mean. Like come
Yeah,
and sort of from the outside
sure.
perspective, they come and they save Seth. So obviously, it's again they have said now it's not about you.
Mm,
But again, coming out to take, and I know it's the vision that they have the people with it, and it's because they have the titles and they want to get the titles, but they've obviously come back as baby faces. I
for
think that
sure.
was the way to set them up as coming back as baby faces
Oh,
was
100%.
just
100%.
by becoming to the rescue for two people, especially two crowd favorites in Seth and Joe Hendry.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
and it sets up a great match between well I say a great match. That's because the Street Profits in it. But with
yeah,
Austin Theory and Logan Paul, the Vision.
sets up.
Um, Also, I will say that that whole segment was brought down quite a bit by Austin Theory on that mic, though. He is not. He still isn't very good on it.
No, he still has a
He
lot to
struggles.
learn. For the guy who was pushed to be a face of the company by he who shall not be
He who
named,
shall not be named.
it
Hulk Hogan.
yeah, that one. He's done piss all. I mean, he was like the first guy to go after a mid card belt with his money in the bank.
Sure. Was he the first one? Didn't John Cena do that at some stage? Didn't
I
he
don't
go
know
for
if
the US title with it?
maybe just to break molds, but from my memory, like Austin Theory is if not the first, then possibly then the second, because I don't think anyone else
Possibly the
did.
second, because I'm sure someone else did it, but he's one of the two who failed to cash it in, isn't he?
Yeah, and well, Baron Corbin failed to cash
He
in.
was
I
the
know that
first
was
one.
one.
Again, John Cena may have failed to cash in. I can't remember. But yeah,
But
Austin Theory hasn't done shit,
no,
and he's
and he
like,
beat John Cena at WrestleMania 39 or whatever it
yeah,
was.
and
Like
like,
that was supposed to be the
in a,
crown, like a passing of the torch, the crowning.
it
This
was
guy is the
bad,
face of it. He's been piss poor.
very poor. Yeah, I don't know and like him coming back as the first masked man. Oh, who is it? And like everyone's just like, oh, it's Austin Theory because the man's got cake. That was the
Fuck's
funny shit
sakes.
of all time. Like the internet sleuths were like, this one's easy. We know who that is. That chunk right there, that's Austin Theory.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was just
BBL Theory.
it wasn't a bad segment, but it just set it up in the right way for people to
For
want to
sure.
cheer for Joe Henry and introduce him to the roster, which
Yeah.
is
And
fine.
it perfectly did that. Yeah, no
Yeah,
issues with
but
it
it
overall.
wasn't fantastic. It wasn't
It
fantastic.
wasn't, yeah, it's not something I'll remember in like 3 weeks' time. Yeah,
No,
besides the song's catchy. The
yeah.
song was
Besides
catchy.
the song, there was literally very minimal memory. And going on to that, when the Street Profits went to the back, they spoke to Seth, and obviously
Yeah, he was. They were
Seth's
like,
got
"It's got
Seth
no.
still
It's
got
not
his
about you,
beef,
Seth."
and yeah, and he still got his beef because he obviously opened and he had the 1-to-1 with Bron Breaker. So
That was good.
Seth
I like
obviously is
that.
Seth on the mic is Seth on the mic. He gets the crowd going, and he's great. He knows what he's doing.
Um, I wouldn't say
It
listen,
wasn't
listen. I wouldn't say he's ever been very incredible on the mic.
no, but
And I do find that him as a face, when people sing his song, it's like it gets on my nerves more than anything else.
yeah,
But I would say because of that, Braun Breaker did incredibly well there, because we saw Finn Balor get a little bit thrown off by that sort of thing, where they
yeah,
send over what he's saying, and Braun didn't break at all. He said what he had to. That was good. Yeah, I think again, not taking anything away from Seth, especially with his
yeah.
mic. He is good. He's a solid guy on the mic. But Braun Breaker was the standout in that segment for me for sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he called him like you're only the best at being second
Yeah,
best and
that was
whatever.
great.
Like
What a
he
line.
slapped him with that, and then you obviously get the comeback line of you're not even the second best Steiner in the family because
Yeah,
he
yeah,
didn't even he said Steiner, you're not even the second best in your family. He didn't even like say Breaker or whatever. He was like
yeah.
full on
You're not a
going back
Steiner.
to Rex Steiner days. Like he
Yeah,
was calling him out by family. It's just like, oh, do the Steiner math on
yeah.
that, and oh man.
Scott, Rick, maybe you.
But yeah, I would agree. I think Bron Breaker was the better coming
For
out of
sure.
that whole
I
segment.
think
I
so.
don't think I don't think you set up particularly well for it, but you set Braun up. You elevated him
Definitely. And we have to see Braun win. Braun has to beat Seth now.
Oh, he does. He
Has to.
can't he can't lose to Seth because it diminishes and undermines what he should be doing because
Yeah,
he is
absolutely.
a proper powerhouse. He needs to be in that conversation. I mean, this is just a side storyline. He's not even going for any kind of title.
No,
He's
this
not
is
going
just
after the Intercontinental. He's not going after the World title, but
it's
he
just
should be in those
unfinished business.
conversations.
Yeah, 100%. He should be.
I'd love to see Jacob again. If Jacob stays on Raw, I'd love to see Jacob against Braun
That would be great.
because you got the guy who's when he first started, no sold everything because he was
Yeah,
just supposed to be this monster, and you got Braun Breaker who just wrecks shit.
yeah. So it'd be the immovable force versus the movable object, whatever that saying is.
That yeah, but and I would definitely be invested if they managed to get the storyline right with that. I'd be invested in it. Can't be just a throwaway match.
No,
Has
no,
to
absolutely not. It's got to
has to
build to
be
something.
something where
Has to build to something. Or even like if you had like Braun beat Seth and then go on a really good tear, eventually face Jacob, you could have him jump in on the Oberfemi Open Challenge. And like
yeah
if you have Ober just absolutely wrecking fools week in, week out, and then you got like versus champion Braun Breaker, I'd pay money to see that. So it's
yeah
got
I,
legs. Braun Breaker
I,
has to win. It just opens up so much more for him and the rest of the roster match wise.
yeah.
Then putting Seth back into the main event scene, main title event scene against Seth. I mean
He
against
ne-
Roman.
he needs to take a page out of his wife book and just come back and either play in the middle for a bit,
Yeah, exactly. Like
elevate that mid card,
sure, sure. Take on
or
Penta, take on Joe Hendry, take on Rusev and Ethan Page. That'd be awesome.
or
So many
go
more
after
matches there.
those
Yeah,
or go after those or go after the mid card title rather than going after the chat. I know people want him in there, but I'd rather see people like Jacob Fatu, Bron Breaker,
yeah.
Obafemi, all of those guys going for the title because they are
Agreed.
the next gen. They're where you have to find a balance in passing the torch for these guys to be
Yeah,
the
sure.
face of the company. You did it with Seth Rollins when he obviously turned on the Shield and he aligned himself with
Yeah,
being part of corporate. Like, he is the guy they picked him. This is well over 15 years ago, whatever it is now, like 10, 15 years ago.
exactly. Yeah, for
You
sure.
you need to
You
start looking at it and doing that
again, even if you
with these
even if
guys.
you don't have them like win titles just yet, don't do what you've done with Sammy, where it took him 12 years to get to the main event scene and then still lose,
Yeah.
and then put him back in the mid card. Get Javon Evans into the title picture to fight Roman Reigns for it. Just put in there here now, because
Yeah.
then you've already told people like, oh, he's still a bit green, but he made it all the way to the top and just couldn't like get to the very very peak of that mountain. But at least you're telling the crowd like it will happen sooner rather than later, and then you can ease into the passing of the torch, because we're not saying it has to be overnight.
No, of course. It's not
By
like
any
I have
stretch
to
of
do
the
it
imagination.
now, but
Yeah,
you have to
but you
start
have to
planning
start planning now. You
for
definitely have
that.
to have a plan for it going forward. You can't just be like, oh well, it's been 12 years, put it on Javon because now Roman's fully retired. Like, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no. By that
I mean,
stage, we're gonna have another insane athlete coming in that's also
well,
bouncier, you know.
but think about it. The last 5 months, you've had Cena retire,
Yeah,
Styles
AJ, yeah,
retire, and
Brock.
Lesnar. So you've got rid of three guys who were always,
Yeah,
they were
in that talk for sure. So again,
so
it's open it up. You need to start bleeding these kids in now, and like
yeah,
Oba's already there. I don't know
yeah, yeah.
what the. I mean,
Absolutely.
I loved what he said. Again, I'll watch Oba. I come down to the ring 1,000 times. Him on the mic was really good as well, letting everyone know this is the open challenge to see if you can,
Yeah,
defeat
yeah,
the
yeah.
ruler.
Oh yeah, no, that
But
US champion doesn't want to be a fighting
no,
champion. Well,
that's
guess
fine.
what? Here's the Oba Open
Yeah,
Challenge.
cool, loved it. What do we do with that though? Because he can only wreck fools for so long.
And he's so, and because he's been wrecking fools, who do you then put in there to go? Okay, cool, I'll take you on.
Akira Tozawa, Otis, all the jobbers basically for like the
Going to,
first 2 months, because
it's going to be.
it will be, it 100% will be. Then they'll throw in a tag team thing. They're gonna. It seems like they're gonna do sort of what they did with Braun Strowman back in the day, where eventually they were putting him up against like tag teams, and like
Yeah,
he was destroying the tag teams until he gets to WrestleMania and he fights for the tag team titles with the child. I hope they don't do that with the Oba. That was terrible.
I'm hoping that they haven't. So with the whole thing of Oba going, oh, the OTC, if he wants to fight later in the year, I'm hoping that was a pre-planned piece of work for him to say, not he went off script, because I don't know. Could that be an indicator that shit, Roman's going to be champion until Obafemi kind of dethrones him? So this whole thing with Jacob is just a story that they want you to focus on, but it's not going to happen.
I'm not too sure. I think generally when it comes to those sort of things, because they're like, after, they're not on like a Monday Night Raw or a
Yeah.
SmackDown, or like during an actual PLE. um the champ at the time was Roman, so he says, I'll see you down the line. I think it was more of a I'm coming for the championship, as opposed to I'm coming for Roman.
Mm.
Because if they do sort of make sure it is Roman, then it kind of defeats the whole object of having a Jacob Fatu, face him, because
Yeah,
everyone's like,
nothing would
well,
still be.
we're not gonna Jacob's not gonna win, and who cares about that? Why not just make it over family right away? So I think more than that, he was just saying, OTC, you're the biggest dog in the yard right now. I'll see you down the line.
Fair.
But again, I think that's maybe what the Open Challenge thing is about. Is he just wrecks absolutely everybody until there's no one else left but whoever is champ at the time.
I
So
think it's in weirdly in a way, like it shouldn't, but do you think it gets to a point where once we see out the sort of Ethan Page, whatever it is, Rusev type thing, maybe Penta, if he's still champion, or whoever else is champion, comes out and says, you know what, let me see if I can prove myself, and then you put the Intercontinental on Oba before you put the heavyweight on him.
you could do that. I can absolutely see that happening, because
You know what I mean?
they've done
Like,
that
oh,
before.
I
Yeah,
am champion here. You issued this challenge. Let me test myself. Again, if it's Braun down the line or something,
sure.
great. But just
It might be,
it's
because
just
I
a
mean,
possible thing.
Penta is the opposite of having an open challenge. We spoke about this last week. Penta is all about, I want to fight you and I'll put the title on the line. So
Yeah,
we could definitely see that at like a SummerSlam, where it's a case of, well, Oba keeps wrecking fools. You keep saying it's an open challenge. Penta's like, well, I'm the Intercontinental title. Let's use better. I'll put the title on the line at SummerSlam, and
because
that
he claims he's
go.
like, I'm the fighting champion,
Yeah, I'll fight you.
and you've
Over,
got
you
the
got a
open
challenge?
challenge.
Sweet, let's go. I'm happy with that. I'd be sold on that. Put the title on Over for now, and then have him face whoever's main champ. And yeah,
Yeah,
two belts over. Sounds good to me.
yeah. And so speaking of two belts, you had the Becky come out.
Yes, Becky two
Becky
belts.
Becky two belts. She came out and she's like, "Oh, finally got rid of that fraud, AJ Lee. She's gone from my company. I finally put that to bed. I'm the
Yeah,
greatest women's intercontinental champion. I'm the first. What? I'm the only 3-time champion. Yeah, because the championship's only been there for like 16 months.
yeah. So,
Don't
but good for
don't
her.
bait me with
But she's
this.
a great heel. I love it when
She
she
is,
does
but
dumb shit like
she
that.
is,
It's
but
great.
don't bait me with this bullshit. It's not like the title's been around for 10 years and you're the only one who's had it.
She's the workhorse
I get
champion.
it, but it's great. But she does. She works the crowd so well when she talks such shit like that.
Yeah, riles them up.
And
Absolutely riles
it's
them up.
brilliant.
Yeah, she's
But
honestly the best heel, definitely in the whole women's division on both SmackDown and Raw. But
Oh
like,
yeah,
I'll put her right up there as like really just in the whole
solid.
company.
But
Um,
I'm assuming you must be happy because obviously, who answered her challenge?
I was not happy. I was not.
Really,
Boo! I booed the
really?
shit out of it because I loved what Becky was saying. I want new blood. I want a new face. And then like you hear
Yeah.
Eo's music, and I'm like, fuck me. This is how we got there. This is how we got to the Becky EO match that we were all asking for a very long time. And then we still had interference from Oscar, so that's still not done.
Yeah,
You know?
and you still have that unresolved. And again, there's still the fly on the wall. Kyrie. Everyone knows Kyrie's not there now, so
Yeah, exactly. So there was we won
it's
Kyrie chance.
pointless.
You know,
And
I was
that overshadowed everything because when they were
yeah.
having their little tiff, no one gave a shit about what they
No,
were doing in the ring.
exactly. Because you put Io in like the worst possible position, and then she also gets torn apart by Becky. Because let's be real, Becky tore her a new one. She
Oh yeah,
said everything we were all thinking. It's like, well, Rhea's gone now. Where did that leave you? Your best, same as Oscar was saying. So
oh yeah. Ah,
literally,
you come out to challenge. You come out to have Rhea challenge me on behalf of you, or whatever.
yeah, it was
Yeah, cool.
crazy. I was like,
I'll take
oh
on your friend. I'll
shit,
take on the champion. I'll beat Becky two belts again. Again,
yeah.
that's how it
That's
leads.
how we got
I'll
there,
beat
man.
Becky two belts again.
And that's why I didn't like Io coming out. I was really hoping there'd be like maybe another NXT call up or just like a jobber that she absolutely destroys, just because it's Becky heel belt at this stage, which is
Oh yeah,
great. So having Io come down and then also Asuka interfering, so now she has a legitimate gripe that she should be like facing for the Intercontinental, which is fine, tried and true and tested in terms of WWE, but God damn it, are we still not done with the Oscar stuff? So now we don't even have like a Kyrie run in for like a day. Like
yeah. We don't have a
bring
payoff
her
of it.
back at Backlash for just one more thing to knock the shit out of Oscar, just so we can close that loop. And then Oscar's like, actually, maybe I should reevaluate because
Yeah,
Kyrie got fired and came all the way back from Japan just to sock me to let Io win. I'm the
yeah.
problem. I don't think we'll get that at all.
Probably not. No.
But again, so I mean, look, listen, their match was very good.
But that's just repeating exactly what they did with Truth. If you do
It's
that,
exactly that. It's
that's
exactly that.
literally
And that's
going.
why they can't do
Oh,
it
they
again.
got rid of her. They want her back, and then they bring her back. This will be at a PLE, but obviously they did it at Saturday night's main event with John Cena and
Yeah.
Ron Illings coming back and whatever.
And like, where did that go? Went absolutely nowhere. And Kyrie won't stick around. She's, from what I understand, she's like already lit back in
Yeah,
Japan, probably.
yeah.
So again, I didn't like the fact that Io's music played at that stage. You could have had like a Maxine Dupree come back for a second. There were a lot of other options.
You know what?
Have Io beat Oscar
Natty.
officially. Natty could have
Natty
come
should have
over.
been the one who actually answered the call, not
Thank
Io.
you.
Natty should have been the one because she had this persona against Maxine
Yeah,
that started,
beat the
and
shit
she's
out of her.
been
Yeah,
nowhere.
yeah,
She's been nowhere. So why not just have her answer the call and be like, you know what, fuck it. She's on this rampage. She
yeah.
wants that belt now. She feels disrespected. She's got this violent tone to her. She's not Natalia. She's Natty.
That's
Let
what I'm
her take
saying.
Becky in a full on it. Maybe it's not new blood or new challenges, but it's been a minute since Natalia's or Natty has fought Becky.
Agreed. That's what I'm saying. It could have been anyone other than Io, and I love Io Sky. She's
I
one
know.
of
That's
my
why I thought you would
favorites.
have been happy.
Nah, there was so much more you could do. Because I knew that Oscar stuff wasn't done because early in the night they had Oscar do her pre-tape promo saying that she's
Yeah.
not done with Io. So as soon as
Yeah.
Io hits, automatically I'm like, okay, cool, well, we're gonna get a run in. And we did. That's why as soon as the music hit, I was like, for fuck's sakes. You could have had anyone else know. You could have elevated anybody else. You could have jobbed somebody out to push heel Becky. But no, you bring out Io because you don't know how to tell an engaging story. So that's your problem right now, WWE. Again,
Yeah.
I love Io, and I'm glad she's going to be wrestling for that title like down the line. They'll probably
At
have a
some
match,
point.
maybe not at Backlash at this stage,
I think the
but
Oscar Io
soon.
match is going to be the thing at Backlash. That's where you
Sure.
get the final payoff.
Yeah,
Because didn't they
exactly.
actually didn't isn't that what her promo was? It was she was like at Backlash.
I can't remember specifically,
I'll
but
take you.
probably.
Like I'm no longer your. Oh, no longer like
Senpai.
Senpai. Yeah.
Yeah.
So fuck it. Let's just finish this at Backlash.
Yeah. They have a lot of backlash, so it makes sense to do it there, not WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Okay. Heaven forbid you put any Japanese wrestlers on a WrestleMania card. God damn.
Jesus.
So again, I just wasn't thrilled that Io came out at that specific moment when you could have had a lot of other people. But again, she'll beat Oscar, close that loop. Oscar will hopefully go to SmackDown. She's got a lot of running feuds there with like Charlotte,
Yeah, you don't
and a
need
few
to
others.
have Io go
No,
to SmackDown either, because then you just kind of have a way to align her to Rhea Ripley at some point. But
no, have Oscar go
I agree with
across
you.
because
Have
she's
Oscar
got beef.
go.
Have Oscar go to SmackDown because she's got beef with Rhea. She's
Yeah,
has a long history with Charlotte. She's got a lot of history with a lot of the female wrestlers there. I don't think I've seen an Oscar versus Alexa Bliss match in years. Let's see that again. But get
I don't think she's fought Tiffy,
yeah,
because
exactly.
Tiffy's
So
been on
that's
SmackDown
what I'm
since
saying.
she's.
So there's lots. So just separate Io and the rest of the Joshi wrestlers at this stage.
Mm,
Have a
yeah,
lose. She goes to SmackDown. She can dominate there. Maybe get like a winning streak going as a heel. And then Io Sky can go after the Intercontinental Championship, do her thing, even it up somehow that way. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But again, I mean, heel Becky on the mic was great. The match was really good. No complaints. Besides, yeah, it was predictable because WWE told me it was going to happen early on in the night.
Yeah, and you kind of, again, always you usually know when there's gonna be a match or an impromptu match, because they always come out in their ring
And
gear. If
they
Becky had come
exactly.
out in just like normal clothes and those big furry coats that she wears,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Io came out with like her just like normal jeans and whatever, you would have gone, okay, cool. There's no match happening here.
Sure.
But they came out in ring gear, so you're like, okay, clearly something's gonna happen. So
Exactly. Exactly.
have to kind of stick around to see it.
So yeah, I guess we'll see where that goes. Really, more than anything else. And
I mean,
just moving on from there. Obviously, we got a little bit more of the El Grande Americano stuff happening. Not much to say there. El Grande Americano had a match with Rey Mysterio. He was debating using the steel thing. Then he did use it. We thought it was because he was talking early on in the night about honor and how he wants to like
yeah.
represent for the luchadors. And Ray was like, "I'm all about that." And then he wanted to
Then he
cheat to
wanted to
win.
use the fight, but he
Yeah,
couldn't get it on because
yeah,
OG El Grande
because
came out and screwed him
original
over, and
recipe
obviously
came out and whipped his ass. So again, not much to say there. El Grande and Ray had a decent
again,
match, nothing
it's
wrong,
weird.
and I want to see this boss versus boss match tomorrow.
Yeah, they're pushing it for obviously the AAA
Yeah,
event.
King of the Luchas, or I can't remember what
Yeah,
the pay per view is
at
called.
the end of the month,
Yeah,
but or end of May, shall we say? Not
yeah,
end of the month, but end of May. But even then, it's everyone's aware of it, but more of the story is going on in AAA. It's not going on Raw.
exactly.
It's like it's kind of coming back in bits to Raw, so that people are still aware of it. Because obviously, El Grande, the original start of El Grande was on Raw. It was nothing to do with AAA.
Yeah, exactly. But now they need to get eyes onto AAA, so might as well stop leading it in. But again,
Yeah,
I'll watch that AAA event specifically just for that match
yeah.
because I want to see. I believe that uh, El Grande Americano, Ludwig Kaiser's one. He'll probably come out on top because I think they want to push.
Spoiler, spoiler.
Well, yeah, sorry guys. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are definitely not his henchmen, like at all.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Um, I think they'll stay as a heel trio. I think they work better like that.
Yeah.
And then you can have Chad Gable come in also into the Intercontinental picture and finally have him win that.
Come back into the Intercontinental picture,
Yeah,
because
because I
where's he
mean,
been for a minute?
well, since he lost to Gunther, he's been out of it and he became like Alpha Academy, and then the whatever. He's just been out of
We
that
thought
for
we were
way
going to
too
get the
long.
payoff when Sammy won the Intercontinental Championship, and we got pissed all with that.
Exactly. So
Because he turned on him and everything. So, but we got nothing
nothing.
from it.
So
Because it
yeah.
was
So I'm assuming original recipe is gonna lose, be demasked, and be found out to be potentially Chad Gable because we don't actually know. Again,
no, we don't
no,
know.
it's just our humble
It's
opinion. So
just us
that's who it is.
guessing who it
Yeah,
could be.
could be Omos. We don't know.
Could be Omos.
Moss has a lot of face. Could be Mark Henry. Another
More
thing.
likely that it's going to be Mark Henry than it will be Chad Gable, I think.
True, true. I mean, they got same. It might be
Workhorse.
Kurt Angle. Body types are very similar.
Yeah, it could
Very
be Kurt
similar.
Angle. He's lying to us all.
Lions Cecil, yeah, he never retired. Yeah, so looking forward to that. Again, I'll probably watch the AAA PLE specifically just for that match.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, it was good. Uh, Not
you
much to
had.
say there.
Yeah, I
Beyond,
mean,
yeah, it was interesting. It keeps me interested. Keeps me
yeah,
interested.
and you got nothing else besides. I mean, you had the Judgment Day versus Bailey and Lyra, but again, that's why I'm sort of like that's the meh match for me because
It was nice to see Roxanne get a massive pop in her hometown.
It was
Laredo,
good to see that, but at the same, and it was good to see the takeout where they they attacked Steph, and
yeah,
you know
yeah, yeah.
they put her out of action because again they were saying she was suffering from an injury, and is this a
They're
way to
still a
just
bit
get her off for a
banged
bit of
up.
time, and
Mm.
you know, but obviously as well the little interaction she had in the back with
Liv,
Finn,
sure, sure. And then, well, Liv first, and then when Liv
and then
disappeared,
Finn,
then
yeah,
Finn came out. I was like, no, no. Again, I thought we were done with Finn there. I mean, she got such a massive pop in the radar, but it is her hometown, so I don't know if maybe WWE are looking to get rid of Roxanne from the Judgment Day and push her more as a singles. I'd love to see that. She's an incredible wrestler.
mm.
It has a built-in story again with the whole going
The
all the
way
way
she
back to
came
Royal
in,
Rumble, the way she came in, so you could have her challenge Liv at some
yeah,
stage. So I think it has legs. The match was meh. The match was alright. It was what it was.
that's what I'm saying. It was a bit meh as a
But
match, but
beyond that, again, like that's more very like story based than for Judgment Day carrying on and seeing what happens there. So again, no real issues with it. Match was alright. Story's better, for sure.
yeah, and then obviously closed it off with Fatu and Roman, and I.
Thought it was
So
good.
what did you make? So what did you make of it? Yeah,
Um, I'm not as big a fan of Jake Fatu as a lot of people are. I get it. I do like him as a wrestler. And Roman is just very stale for me as champ. Usually, I
yeah,
think he is already because I saw it for 4 years straight, and it doesn't seem like much else has changed in terms of how he runs the bloodline. Again, he's very entertaining on the mic. So is Jacob. So I think their interaction was incredibly good.
yeah,
But the story that they tell in is very much Roman. You're at the top. It's like Rocky 3, right? Roman is Rocky Balboa. He keeps beating jabronis. He's been at the top. He feeds his family, But now you got young Jacob, who's Mr. T, Mr. B.A. Baracus himself, coming at me like he's got the eye of the tiger. He's hungry. He needs to feed his family, and it's that same story that they tell the Bloodline all the time. I got to feed my family. Maybe if you had a smaller family, it'd be easier to afford
yeah.
at
You
this
didn't have so
stage.
much. You didn't have so much to pay
So I
for.
mean, the way that they built it up in the Ren was very good.
Yeah,
The story's good. Again, I hope it stays on Raw now and doesn't bleed into SmackDown more. Because the last thing we need now is more MFT and Samoans in this feud again. I
yeah,
hope I hope I hope that's what happens really more than anything else. Again, there's not much to say. They were both incredibly good on the mic. They both told their half of the story very well, and I get it. It's just a bit dull for me. What really stood out for me, though, what I didn't like about it was, well, let me preface this. What I really liked is the fact that halfway through, Jacob got bored and was like, fuck it, I'm done talking, and he attacked Roman. That was great. I wanted to see that. That was excellent.
yes.
Well done.
Just shut up
Just
and
shut
get
up.
going.
You know what? It's done now.
Shut up
Like,
and get fighting.
let's fight. And then he did that weird choke. And I
Yeah,
don't know
they
what the
called
fuck that
Corey
was.
called it the Tongan deathlock.
And it looked like he was doing the Spider-Man across
Yeah,
his
he's
thing,
doing
right?
that in his throat. Like
Was doing
what
that. Like
was that?
it looked
So,
so bad. It looked so terrible. Hopefully they work on that. I was like, that took me out of it completely. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Because he lost his because you're not grabbing onto anything, so he just lost it halfway through, and then he
so,
reapplied it. And I'm
so
like, man, weird.
what I took off of that, and I thought it was I've never seen it before, right? I've never seen that. I get that. I get what you mean. Like that was just it looked like a horrible submission or whatever choke or whatever it is.
Yeah, like do the mandible claw at least. Put
One
it down his throat.
one Roman sold the shit out of that.
He did.
Like it
He
should
really
have
did.
been a proper choke. Like he looked proper. Two, he for me when I noticed afterwards, I've never seen that level of worry or look in Roman's eye, even when he's come up against people who are tough opponents.
Sure.
That he had this sort of
Yeah, fear. It was fear. He was
he
scared.
did he had this weird
He was
look
like,
of
oh shit.
fear and you know kind of shame in his eye. Like how can someone like that take someone like me out? But he genuinely looked thrown by it.
Yeah.
He sold the shit out. Like I say, he sold the shit out of it. It was perfect. He did the choking thing. I heard it was hot in the arena, which is why he was sweating buckets.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
But that look in his eye, I've never seen that look in Roman's eye before. He's never put that look on that I've seen from anyone after any kind of assault.
No, not from what I can remember. I mean, he was also facing guys like Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar, and never like there was always
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh damn, like oh I gotta face this dude, but not like oh shit, I gotta face this dude.
yeah. Like
You
there's
know?
always been a cockiness to him. It looked like
Yeah.
he lost that sort of swagger,
It was
cockiness straight
yeah, because
after.
again, like I said, that's exactly what happened. This is Rocky 3. They were doing Rocky 3. That's all this is. It's exactly it's beat for beat what happened in Rocky 3. Like I swear to God, Bruce Pritchard, maybe Road Dogg. I don't know if he's back. They were like, you know, it's a good movie. They were chilling on Sunday night. They were like, oh fuck yeah, Rocky 3, dude. They were
AI
like, let's do this.
apparently is. I don't know if you read that story. Apparently, TKO is insisting on using AI to generate storylines.
Ah man, I mean, they reported that in the past as well. It wouldn't
Who
surprise me
knows?
at all. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
you know, they always give us the list of like wrestlers who are released, never the staff. You know,
yeah,
and
dude.
I guarantee a
Yeah.
lot of the staff get released a lot sooner than the talent. So it wouldn't surprise me. And they were like, Rocky 3 is a really good movie.
Yep.
What if we like? How does this work with Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns? And then ChatGPT is just like, oh, well, do the exact
Do
same
this.
thing, just change the names. You know,
Yeah.
that, that
So
that 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 section where Rocky looks really really terrified after BA beats the shit out of him in like the first round. Do that.
that's Roman.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. I'm telling you, this is it's a beat for beat, dude. They even had Hulk Hogan in Rocky 3, and what have they the last 2 weeks been pushing on us? The Hulk Hogan documentary. You know,
Ah,
I'm
fair enough.
telling you.
Find the similarities.
Yeah,
Read between
exactly.
the lines. Read
Yeah.
between the
Again,
lines.
you heard it here first. And BTF and
Read between
does.
the lines.
But no,
Overall,
overall is good.
it was overall Raw. Like I say, it wasn't fantastic. There were entertaining aspects to it. If you
Sure,
really into the small nuances, there's a lot to go off. I think more than last week,
for sure, for sure. The stories are
but
building, definitely.
but but again, it wasn't.
It
It
wasn't the
wasn't
Raw
like
after Mania. It's like having a hangover. It's like last week Monday was so dope, and this week like there was a lot of stuff going on, but it wasn't the most exciting stuff because
yeah,
it's some of the stories are retreading, a lot of the stories are bleeding through, and
I'm
there's a lot
trying
of
to
nuances
open
here. Yeah,
trying to open
so
some new ones. So again, good show, but not nothing to go
yeah,
shout
not
about.
spectacular, but you know, I'll take a good Raw over a shitty one any day of the week.
Oh,
So yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
absolutely no issues with that. So yeah, overall it was pretty good. Just having a quick look at if there's anything else we missed.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. That seems to be everything I got. So we are now on to week 2 of Gozzy's trip down AEW lane.
Yeah, you know what? Thoroughly enjoyed by the wrestling. It's weird, like, and I think I mentioned this to you. The storylines are, I feel, a bit better in WWE, but the wrestling is a lot better in AEW.
For sure. No, I mean
So, like,
that's
there's more
back.
for me to invest in a storyline in WWE right now. But again, I'm just getting used to Dynamite, and I've got to. I'm trying to pick up on. I'm trying to, as a South African phrase, I'm trying to pick up storm piece, right? I'm
Yeah,
trying to
sure.
just pick up on the back end of things, or I'm trying to pick up all these loose pieces.
Yes.
Some of them may be building now, which is fine. It just means by the time it comes to, I'll know
Yeah.
and I'll be in the loop.
Sure. And that is also like the really nice thing about AEW. If you do come in fresh, they only have 4 major PLEs a year. So they'll have like a dynasty like here or there or a Forbidden Door. And those stories kind of like, you know, build to that a little bit. But it's the big pay-per-views where they all do the payoffs. So by the
Right.
time you get there, you'll be invested, which is really, really good.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps you going is like how good the wrestling is.
And again, I think this week they did it right for, again, someone like me, the to open the show with the MJF Kevin Knight
Yeah.
match
What a match. What a
was
goddamn match.
epic.
Yeah.
Was honestly
Insanely
was
good match.
an incredible match. And
Yeah.
I made like he is so again, he's so good at just rubbing you up the wrong way.
Yeah, just
And
all
we
the
get
little things he
Justin
does.
Roberts to
Yeah.
say, he's not from this trash town, Pennsylvania, whatever. And you're like, oh my God, the guy just knows how to piss people
Yeah,
off.
100%, dude. That's why he's so good. Best heel in the world.
Just that. The match hasn't even started.
No,
He
and he's
hasn't
already
said
got
a
everyone booing the
word.
shit out of him. Yeah.
but again, it started. It was. I thought it was well paced. It was entertaining
Yeah,
from
good
start to.
psychology throughout the whole thing.
It
MJ
had a
taking
good
out the
story in
knee.
it. MJF doing, rolls out of the way, and then Kevin Knight goes over the top rope, and then throws him back in, and then he just rolls out at the angle,
Yeah,
and then he's got to do it again, and he's just again, and he did it for like he went through all the sides and over the top and everything.
yeah, little things, right? That's amazing.
Unbelievable. Honestly, it's just that in his brain,
Yeah, like who
and
thinks
it
of
was.
that? Well, I mean, even like work, like obviously MJF was working Kevin's knee the entire match. Kevin finally
Oh,
hit
he
him with
sold
his
that.
yeah, he sold like a champ. And then Kevin eventually got the frog splash. He's got MJF dead to rights, but because his knee's all band up, he can't get the cover quickly enough. Simple kick off MJF. Little again, like tiny little
Nothing.
heel things like that that make you
Yeah,
so good. You can like insult the crowd and have like him call Pennsylvania like a trash heap, and that'll get like sheep heap boos, which is great. But little
yeah.
things like that, where it's like it builds up for Kevin, it elevates him so much. So when he finally gets that win, when MJF brings out the diamond ring, you're booing the hell out of him, and I
And
love the
it's you know
fact
what?
that I feel like the storyline going for MJF really is that because he's cheated to win for so long, everyone's like, actually, I don't have to be
I'm gonna do it.
honorable in this sort of match with MJF. I'm gonna do it first. And now that's like twice in a row now where he's gotten his comeuppance with the
And
little
that's what
dog.
you know what that's I actually made a note of that. I was like, he lost because he tried to cheat against Darby Allen, and
Yep.
Darby Allen did the same
Yeah,
thing.
he
And
cheated better,
Knight's just done the exact same thing. So I
which
was
is
like, okay,
amazing.
this is just like, is it just history repeating itself? And is, like you say, is this going to be the new
I think it
thing?
is. I
Is
feel
this how
like
you're
that's
going to
what it's,
beat?
it's like,
You have to
how's
low blow
MJF
him and hit
actually
him.
going to win now? Because everyone cheats better than him at this stage.
But it was great, and I thought it was fantastic. And then obviously you had Darby Allen drop in
Yeah, from
from
the
from
rafters. He
this.
loves to do that. He's Batman. That's pretty.
So
He does that so
obviously just
often. It's
to
scary.
come to Knight's rescue, because obviously
Yeah, MJF
MJF
was
is
doing the
pissed off and he's just assaulted or attacked Knight
yeah,
after he's had the victory, and he was just celebrating.
which is great. It's again that's really good because it sets up because obviously then Brody King comes down to help out as well. Well, at least not help out, but more like say like, hey, listen, you better be ready for me. I know you're trying to help your buddy Kev, but
Yeah,
just remember we got a match at the end of the night. And Darby's like, no, no, so that's fine. But Kevin Knight, whoever wins that match, you'll challenge for the title next week, which is huge for Kevin Knight. But it
yeah,
also gives him a really easy out to lose because he's got that band up knee. So again, like
yeah.
just the layers of storytelling that they do inside the ring helps so like elevate every match going forward so
So
much.
what I really like about it, seeing it from this, is last week he obviously fought Tommaso Ciampa, and Tommaso Ciampa, the match he had with Ciampa was
Brutal.
a brutal street style fight. Like
Yeah.
it was, you know, horrible. And then you come to the
Brody
match you
King.
had today with Brody King, and if
Also,
just want to trying to just segue to it again, you did well what Raw did well in the same way. You started off with the story or the person that you want to see,
yeah,
and it followed through to the main event,
which is great.
and it worked extremely well.
Yeah.
And again, Darby versus Brody King was a different kind of fight because Ciampa's all about
So, yeah.
technical.
Chopper's match with Darby was more like you said, technical but vicious.
Yeah,
Whereas I'd say this was just pure physical beatdown.
yeah, and it was, again, it's two different types of people.
Yeah.
Whereas if and we'll come into it, but you look at it the way they set up for next week. Next week, it could be a high flyer speed match. Like it's a lot of speed involved because Darby Allen and
Okay.
Knight are they're not the biggest competitors,
No, but they're half lives for
but they're
sure.
high flyers. So it's going to be three different types of matches for Darby Allen, and I think that's a good way to prove, like, he doesn't just have to do week in and week out trying to cheat or trying to do something to
Or,
beat someone.
or like trying to getting the shit kicked out of him and making it through to
Yeah,
retain the championship for
he
sure.
can put on a show
Yeah.
against Kevin Knight
Anyone.
without it being brutal and an
No,
all-out brawl and
absolutely.
absolutely getting decimated like it did against Brody King.
No, and again, like I said, because I mean, we might as well just chat about it. Like the match with Brody was great. There were a couple of monstrous bumps. Brody took a sunset power bomb onto the concrete. Was
Yeah,
crazy.
was
I was like,
ridiculous.
dude, like why? And obviously Darby also just there's too many
My
moments in
favorite
the
spot
match.
in that whole match was when he was on the outside and Darby did the suicide dive and he
Yeah,
bounced
and boom,
headfirst off of
yeah,
his chest and
just he
hit
ricocheted.
the
He
ground.
literally ricocheted off
And
there.
Brody King was
It's
literally like,
none
whatever.
of that.
That
And
was one of my
they they
favorite spots, man.
they did a barricade spot, which is like our least favorite thing in WWE, and they made it really interesting because Brody did that cannonball through the barricade and then like literally cannonballed the rest of the way.
He
You
rolled down
went,
the
yeah,
aisle.
you fucked off down the aisle. Like you might as well have had one of those big bowling alley screens, like say like strike or some shit. It was great. Again, like it was just it was a really good match. It was just incredibly hard hitting. And yeah, so I mean, good for Brody. It sucks. Well, it kind of
Yeah,
sucks for Brody because now he's lost. So where do you put him in? But I understand why they do it because you can't have Darby lose it 2 weeks after he's just won it. But
yeah,
again, like you were saying last week, for Darby, it's a case of he's gonna go until he can't anymore. And you like again, Kevin's dead. I don't think Kevin will win next week. It'd be incredible if he did, but they have an out because now his knee is really bent up. So it'll still be high flying, and I can see him doing like a frog splash that hurts his knee, and Darby takes
yeah,
advantage of that and like squeaks out a win against Kevin. So
yeah,
Darby's fault then. He's just doing way too much, way too quickly, and like it's gonna catch up to him. Kevin gets elevated because now he's in the main event scene, like we were saying with WWE, what you should be doing to Javon Evans or Ethan Page. Just put them in that spot once. They don't have to win the title,
yeah,
but you need to put them there to let everybody know they will be there eventually.
yeah,
So again, overall, like I said, from the start of them at the beginning of the night to the main event, even building into the MJF and Kevin Knight match that also is going to have repercussions later on for next week. Cinema to me. That's excellent.
yeah. It's honestly, as a newbie to AEW, it's got that alone has got me hooked
There you go.
in it. Like that one piece there has just got me hooked. But I mean, I know MJF and I know Darby Allin way, but MJF just actually sitting down and watching him
Hmm.
is just gold.
Yeah,
He's absolute gold.
that's great. I
Genuine.
love it. I loved everything about it. I mean, for me, this is again just a phenomenal AEW. I really, really do enjoy all of it.
And you know, he obviously had that little interaction at the back. Um, was it with MJF had that little interaction in the back? Was it with
Oh, with
FTR? Or,
Andrade.
oh, Andrade. Yeah,
Andrade
sorry, with
and the
Don.
Don Callis family. Yeah, so that's they've had a little bit of a Twitter beef going on for a while. Um, are you aware of the deal that MJF has with Don Callis?
No, so please explain.
A few weeks, maybe a little bit longer than that ago, while MJF was champ, basically got into a money deal with the Don Callis family, Don Callis himself, saying like,
Yeah,
"Listen, I'll help you out with this, then you help me out with this, then I don't have to worry about X and Y. Just being your general scumbag heel champion." Um, Andrade was supposed to beat Darby at Dynasty to avoid having to face Darby later on for the title. That
yeah,
didn't fall through, which obviously led to him losing the title and stuff. So I think that's also where that's leading.
right.
We're eventually gonna have an Andrade MJF match where you
Yeah,
have the best heel in the business versus the sexiest heel in the business, and I can't wait. I think
right.
it's gonna be great.
No, it's yeah. You know, like again, it was an interaction that obviously happened and has some payoff, but not knowing
Yeah.
that now
Yeah.
helps me
Again, I'm
helps me
just
to put the
in
layer to
perspective.
the story or
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah, so it's
Um,
basically just saying there is history there, which is why there was that interaction.
yeah, and then you obviously had sticking with Don Callis family. You had the Cope and Christian match against RPG Vice.
Oh yeah, RPG Vice used to be Roppongi Vice in New Japan.
Yeah,
That was a bit of a man match for me.
it was
This
just a match. Like I looked at it, I went, "This is a typical Cope and Christian match.
Yeah,
It's Cope and
stock
Cage match.
standard,
It's
nothing.
just
I mean, the big thing at the end was, obviously, Cope and Cage won,
yeah."
and then they put the beat down on RPG Vice,
But you
and
then you had them, but you had the conglomeration who was sitting on the side, and they got into a bit of scuff with FTR.
yes, because FTR have got yeah, that's why they're teaming up with Tommaso Ciampa. to
Yeah, for
face
the
the
trios.
conglomeration for the trios. Yeah, so
Is
that's why.
Big
That's what.
Stoke just a manager,
Yeah,
or
yeah, he's just a
was he a
manager.
former wrestler who's just in that role of acting as a manager? Is he just a manager?
Just a manager, 100% a manager.
Right. Because I mean, it was a good way to get them in that, but it's so it's like it's a big blend of things in there. Because obviously, again, the conglomeration won the titles, but then FTR, if FTR end up, what was the stipulation? If FTR beats Orange Cassidy, then they go for the trios title or whatever it was.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, you can't introduce Champa to be part of that if Cassidy wins.
No, not really. But now that Champ has lost the title match, you got to put him somewhere, and he does have history with FTR. So I
Right.
guess that's really going through. But that's also sort of what AEW does lean into quite a bit. Is it's not like WWE will have, oh, these are your singular stories, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They really treat AEW as like all these people interact with each other all the time, so they're all gonna have history, which is what I like. So
Yeah.
it's just little nuances there. It's like, oh, again, if I was just coming in for the first time, I was like, well, why is Champa with FTR? I'd be like, oh, well, actually, they have a bit of history. Champa did lose the title match. He's not going out to the Continental, so he's gonna help his homies out. So I get it, but I understand. I understand why
Like I would
it's
have
a
been
little.
more. I think I would have worked maybe just a small touch on it. And again, I'm new to it, but maybe it would have worked better if they said, "Look, we want to challenge you for, here's if I win, then we get to challenge you for the trios, but we've got someone in mind. And then if you find the win, then you go, okay, here's who we have to be in our team or be our partner, and then you've got that kind of that doesn't leave doubt in
Sure,
my mind of, or if they lose, what
I get
happened? I
that.
know Ciampa's still part of them, but do then maybe does that get pushed down the line? Whereas if they win the match, get the stipulation, and then they go, actually, okay, we've got someone, and you like you said, there's a history with Ciampa, and they bring Ciampa in to be the third man, so they can go for the trios. It just feels like to me there'd be a bit more completeness there,
Sure,
but
yeah. I mean,
I can understand what you're saying in the
the
fact that they all blend.
yeah.
Having Ciampa come out and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to do it if they end up winning," then cool.
Yeah, no, but I hear what you're saying because I mean, like, also like the whole Dax and Cassidy like feud sort of came out of nowhere in this sense. Like, I mean, I know they've had issues in the past, whatnot, but it is kind of a jarring, like even for
Yeah,
me, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I guess I'm just used to it at this stage, which is why
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, okay, they're the trios now, sweet. Like you said last week, what you've noticed is like everyone's in a faction. I guess Tommaso's found his faction now.
Yeah, he's not the assault. He's not the lone wolf, or he's not the soul ranger, or whatever
What you
he's
were called. Yeah, exactly.
the psycho,
Starman.
whatever,
But
psycho killer, or whatever his
I
name is.
guess because I mean again, I suppose it all leads up to if Cope and Cage lose.
Yeah,
Um,
because they accepted it and they said it was a career thing, so I'm
yeah.
assuming it's
So well again, just getting back to them with the RPG Vice match. So obviously they put the beat down. Make I forget his name now. Which I do apologize. Trent.
Trent
Um,
Beretta and Rocky
Trent
Romero.
Beretta scream I quit. Obviously, they're leading up to the big I quit match. So I guess what you're like the storyline there would be if FTR lose because they're like perennially champions in AEW, which is just because they are like one of the best tag teams on the planet. The idea there would be, well, Cage and Cope are champions, but we're gonna go to the trios now anyway, so it doesn't really matter that we lost. They can heal it up that way. So maybe that's
Yeah,
where the line is coming from,
possibly. I mean,
potentially.
like you say, if they are perennial champions and they don't seem to lose it, because it seems like they are. I know them again as being the revival
Yeah.
in WWE and whatever. It seems like they're the real only, or to me, just noticing it from what it is, because everyone's in all these factions. They're like the only real tag team, and the only other real tag team there that have been a tag team is Cage and Cope.
Well, them and the Young Bucks, obviously.
Okay, well, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So I stand corrected, but then you have the Young Bucks, but they're it seems like those are the perennial tag teams, not factions who have won tag team gold or
No, pretty much.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, they there's a lot of tag teams, but like that specifically, not that we see a ton of them, like your private parties or your Jurassic Express or whatever. But yes, those two. So I guess that's where, again, that's probably where the crossover is going to come through. Just to also open up the tag division a little bit.
Yeah. But again, I mean, it was like I say, it was a mere match. It was just for me. It was just, watching it. I just felt like I was watching Edge and Christian in WWE. It just felt like the exact same
It was. It was.
flow
That's
of
exactly
their
how I
match.
felt. Hundred
It
percent.
just felt like, okay, this is exactly like watching them in WWE.
It was. And also like they definitely a lot slower. I get it. They're older. They're much older. So yeah,
Which is yeah,
it was just a it was alright. It was fine. It
this
was
and this whole
nothing.
and you know, again, with Christian's done it so long, selling the fractured arm, or you know, the
Yeah.
hairline fracture,
Sure,
broken
sure.
arm
That's definitely not
thing.
going to come into play at all. It's not Chekhov's broken arm.
No, or Cowboy Bob Orton's in a
Yeah,
cast
yeah, exactly, for sure,
type
for sure.
thing. But
Yeah,
I
yes,
mean, again, it's just the reason why I wanted to bring that is just because it was in the middle of everything of basically the show, and I just kind of wanted to understand the whole thing with Cope and Cage and FTR, and then all of a sudden you got the conglomeration involved, and it's just, and then Ciampa gets brought in, and it just, again, it felt like a lot.
sure.
I'm not saying it was bad,
Yeah,
it just felt like a lot.
like it's jarring. It is.
Yeah,
Unless you know the inner workings of everything, it can be. So I tell you where it comes from. And
but
that's where the storytelling in AEW could be a little bit more well defined. Is if they
yeah,
explain that stuff and like gave it a little bit more time. I'm happy not having seen a 25-minute match. Give it 20 minutes and then give me 5 minutes of backstory. You know, like that sort of
yeah,
thing to give context. So I feel that.
sure,
I mean, that's sort of like that actually leans more into the next tag match that was there, which was Sheeta and Statlander versus the Divine Dominion. Again,
yeah,
like there's not a ton of story there, but there is a little bit more going on with Sheeta. Obviously, she's still healing it up, using Chris as a weapon, which
yeah.
I loved. I laughed my ass off when she
It was just fun.
suplexed her.
It was very, it felt very sloppy in the beginning,
It
but it
was,
got better. It
yeah.
got a lot better as
Once
it
they got
progressed.
grooving for sure.
Yeah, it just felt very sloppy for the first couple of minutes. Like
Because
they
it
couldn't.
was.
It was just, so I was like, oh, do I need to watch this? And then I carried on watching. I was like, actually, this isn't.
Yeah,
This
it
got
got
better.
very good towards the end for sure, for sure. And again, like I mean, I love the Divine Dominion. I think them as champs are like awesome. They're what the don't hate me, the unnatural disasters. What the fuck are they called?
Irresistible forces.
Irresistible forces. God damn, I don't know why I can't remember their name.
You know what? The unnatural disasters is just a whole lot better, but
Maybe,
it's fine.
but the Divine Dominion is like the them, you know.
Well,
But
are they
like they're
supposed to
actually
be like?
pushing them, and like they're big and strong and dominant, and like they don't have to talk a lot. They just are champs, and they kick the shit out of people, which is great. Have them champs for a minute, and then you have Sheeta and Statlander. Sheeta's gonna turn heel. We know this. It's coming. They might double swerve and have Statlander turn on Sheeta, but I don't think so.
Well, yeah,
Um,
that's the thing. It's like from the 2 weeks that I've watched, and anytime I've seen Statlander on TV now, she's just so stone faced. Like nothing interests. I wouldn't say it doesn't interest her, but
she's stoic.
it's like she's constantly, yeah, she's constantly pissed off at something.
Oh
She
well, I
looks
mean,
like she's smelling shit all the time.
yeah, which is, I mean, that'd upset me if we were at the pub and that's all you did when I'm like trying to jump around, like we should win this match. Like, all right, well, fuck you too then. We use a
But
weapon.
that's what I'm saying. Is it like building? Like I made a note of it. It's like, is it something in the middle? Is this leading to a, a rumble between Sheeta and Statlander?
It has to. It has to. Again, there's a lot of history from back in the day in AEW, and obviously with Sheeta back, Sheeta is leaning into heel tendencies. They need to, but they do need to put a little bit more meat on the bone and like maybe pull the trigger sooner rather than later on a turn, whether it is Statlander or Sheeta, just so like it has a bit more legs to it. Because this stage, the is Sheeta heel? Is she gonna turn? Like, we need to. This is one of those ones where it's like it needs to happen.
Yeah,
So either give Statlander something to do, or again, double swerve, turn Statlander heel because she's kind of more of a tweener now. She came into AEW with Orange Cassidy and his crew. So big fan favorites. Obviously, everyone knows she's a very good wrestler.
yeah,
But she's never been a full heel either. So it might be a time to give her something new to do. And I guess that's why they're trying to sort of um, walk that tightrope in terms of what are they going to do next with it. So it's a bit of intrigue. It was a good match towards the end, especially a very good match towards the end, but it didn't start very well. But yeah, I guess the story there is we'll see you next week. Basically,
It
what
just felt
happens.
like it again. I know they're working as a unit, but it just feels like it was more to help elevate the tension between the two of them rather than
That's how I
anything.
felt. Yeah, that's what I got away
Because
from it.
it didn't feel like they were, I even as a newbie to it, it didn't feel like they were gonna win the titles
No, no, not at all.
at all. I would have been more thrown if they did,
Yeah, I
but
think so. Me too.
it's the small pickups of the way Statlander is, like you say, she's very stoic and she just doesn't want to take bullshit and she just doesn't. It's like she just doesn't care. She's showing no emotion to Shida.
Yeah,
It's like that. It just feels like okay, they're setting up for a split between them rather than them winning the titles
sure.
because
No,
who knows what
I
would
think it's
happen.
definitely leaning towards a split. Plus, there's plenty of tag teams in the women's division that they can use. So adding another one to the mix just doesn't make sense right now.
Yeah,
But yeah, again, well, I guess we'll see how it goes. Then
you
let's see
you know
what
you
else
say
to
that
mention.
adding with those women's tag team, obviously there was just that very nothing match in the middle with the Brawling
I
Birds
completely, I didn't even
against
write it
those
down.
people.
Honestly, I completely
Because it was
forgot
just
about it.
like I was
It was a
like,
quick
okay,
little
this is
squash with the Brawling Brutes, I
squash,
think. Yeah, I was
whatever.
like, oh,
Boil the kettle, make a cup of coffee while this
yeah,
is
but
on. I was like,
honestly,
oh,
I was like, oh, cool. Like, entrance, I literally went. I grabbed myself some tea, came, sat down, was done. I'm like, cool. I
yeah,
bet. No problem.
don't have to worry.
Great. Then, also, just a quick one. It was a quick match. Not a lot to write home about. Also, leading up to the eventual showdown between Takeshita and Okada. Okada
Yeah,
beat Ace Austin. Again, not much to talk about there. It was a good match.
what
Okada
happened?
wins.
What actually? I know Carter won, but like I didn't catch a
Oh,
lot at
my
the
feed
end.
cut out. It
Yeah, so
cut
that's what
back
I'm
to
saying.
after he had won.
That's what I had as well. I just didn't know because it looked like Ace Austin was suffering from a concussion or something weirdly. He
Maybe.
looked so far out of it.
Maybe. I mean, the
They're
build up to I
selling,
didn't see it because like when they were when Mike cut out, they were like sort of in the corner and Okada was fucking around a little bit. And then it sort of cut to commentary saying, "Oh, he won." So I thought I actually like tried to go back. I was like,
yeah,
did he hit him with like a rainmaker that I didn't see?
yeah,
But
and I also
I don't
thought
know.
that's
Maybe he
what I was
did get hurt.
wondering
So I'll probably have to read up more on that. But that's why again I was not much to go on for that. It was
with it.
up until that point it was a good match. Okada wins. Takeshita comes down.
He doesn't look
Let's
like
go
a
to that.
standard, like well, I was gonna say standard. He doesn't look like what the Americans want a Japanese version of a wrestler to be, which is like a high flyer,
Which is
quick
why
pace.
Okada's so great.
But he's got what you associate to be with Japanese style wrestling is he kicks like a machine.
Yeah,
Jesus,
strong style.
he kicks like an absolute unit. That back heel kick he hit on Ace Austin, which is probably where he got a concussion if he
Possibly.
suffered one,
Yeah, possibly actually.
was brutal,
Well, I mean,
man.
if you see, like, I mean, a Rainmaker, like, when I first heard, like, oh, his finisher is a Rainmaker, I'm like, oh, it's a ripcord clothesline. I was like, eh, it's alright for Then I saw it for the first time in that Kenny Omega match when they got like 5 stars. Like, oh, fuck, that's a finisher off. That's from
Yeah.
hell, dude. So, yeah, strong style, man. That's why the match between him and Takeshita is going to be insane. Can't wait for that.
So I mean, like I say, I haven't seen a match with him, so that was for me was just to see him as a person
Yeah,
in the ring. Like he doesn't look like a small, agile Japanese style wrestler. He is like that. He's on the alternate style of Japanese
yeah.
wrestling where it's just full on kicks, big man.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Inoki, the Tony Inoki style,
Yeah,
for sure.
like definitely one of those ones.
So yeah, that's gonna be great. And then before we get to that, let's just see. So we had Swerve interrupting Bandito's vignettes. They get a teaser feud there. That's what I wrote down. Um, the two, yeah, Thekla warned the Brawling Birds. I didn't write anything else there. I guess that was a quick
Nah,
little note for
just what
me.
it is. Nah, it's
Um,
just that. Yep.
Roosh had a very quick match against whoever he fought. If you mess with their bull, you get their horns. I like Roosh. I think
Yeah.
he's they're pushing him big time, and I loved
That
it.
kid,
I love
that.
a monster push like that when it comes to like a wrestler who's gonna fuck you up. It's dope.
Do you know who he looks like? Super crazy.
He does look a lot like Super Crazy, actually. Yeah.
Looks like super crazy.
Swear to God, if he comes down to the ring in a lawnmower, I'm going to die.
but
If you know, you
that
know. If you know, you know,
yeah,
guys.
if you know, you know. But His finisher is ridiculous.
Yeah, that dinosaur drop kick in the corner.
Oh man, but it doesn't look normal.
No, that shotgun drop kick is crazy, dude. Like the way
It
he hits it.
looks
Oh, it's fantastic.
brutal.
So I
And with
love
the
that.
2 weeks the 2 matches I've seen him wrestle and
Yeah.
do that, I'm like,
See,
I wouldn't want to even be on the the receiving end of that
not a chance, man.
at
So yeah,
any
it was
level.
great. It was a great little squash. I love that. I've got here that Jericho gets beaten up by the Demand again. I love that little interaction. I thought that was absolutely fantastic.
Eat
Really,
shit,
really good.
bald. That was
Yeah,
my favorite from
eat
it. Eat
shit,
shit,
bald.
bald.
But then, like, I mean, like Ricochet doing the Ricochet like off it. It's like, you're not even worth it. I'm like, that is some heel work. That is excellent stuff right there.
It's
I
just
think
gonna
it's
keep
just
going
so
for a
good,
while.
so good. I loved it. Every
Do you think
single
we'll
moment.
get? Do you think it'll keep going until Double or Nothing?
I don't think it has enough legs to go that far. Unless Jericho gets some help from somebody.
Or
Obviously,
maybe
he's
it's
been
the
around.
payoff on Collision this Saturday with, well, maybe not a payoff, but maybe there's something to the Collision because they're saying it's going to be a 3 hour show.
Oh, maybe. Maybe. I mean, there could be something there.
So
Again, unless Jericho gets help from somebody to take on the whole of the demand, I don't see it going all the way to Double or Nothing. No, sorry, I'm thinking All In. Yes, no, it'll the payoff will happen at Double or Nothing for
because
sure.
Double or Nothing's the end of May. So
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Like
yeah,
that.
no, sorry, I was thinking All In, which is in August. So I was like,
Yeah.
it definitely doesn't have legs for that. So my bad. So yeah, no, I think the payoff's definitely going to be there. I think that's when we'll probably have someone running to help Chris, maybe a Sammy Guevara or someone else he's worked with in the past. But either way, I'm really really enjoying Ricochet and the Demand as heels and Chris Jericho, like as the old lion, trying to beat some sense into this child, which I loved
Talk
it. I
about
thought it was
some
great.
talk about some Rocky redemption story. It's like probably going to end up being one of those ones. It's like he's literally getting taken out by all the youngsters, and just it's
Yeah,
time for him to get in shape. We're gonna get like hopefully we'll get some weird vignettes, and it's like
for sure. That'd be
Jericho
awesome.
just running up like 5 steps and then running down the 5 steps
Yeah,
rather
exactly.
than the steps
Something
up in
crazy.
Pennsylvania.
It's like you're the best around. I think that'd be absolutely awesome. Let's see what anything else. Oh, and then like yeah, I guess the big thing that also like threw me for a gigantic loop was the Will Ospreay and the Death
Death Row Break.
Riders.
Yeah,
I
like so
really
again,
enjoyed it. I must say, it's
you
not where I
well
thought they would go
you said obviously like oh no they kidnapped him,
because it
but
seemed like a kidnapping.
it did seem like I get where you're coming from with that, but again it's like he obviously did something to accept an invitation from Mox,
Well, that's it. I think after the
but it
kidnapping,
was
I think that was what it was. It was more of a scare tactic kidnapping. It's like, listen, this is what we could do to you, or you're invited.
I do
Learn
like
from
the fact
us.
that when you see it, when the camera all like pans in towards it, um, who was they were wrestling on the floor.
That was yeah, Wheeler and Danny.
Yeah, they were obviously wrestling on the floor and whatever, and then it pans over, and then you see Osprey come in, and Mox
Yeah,
is obviously like, "What took you
Pax
so
on the
long?"
side
Yeah,
there doing his thing. Again, like I mean, it was super interesting. There was a little moment that had me laughing actually, when like Box was getting all like, "Oh, he's here," and then he turns to Pac and he was like, "Did it? It was like intros.
yeah, he was
I was
faking
like,
with it.
I was like, that wasn't scripted at all. I
But
think he
that's his,
forgot what he was
but that's
saying.
him. But that's him being an unhinged person as
For
well.
sure,
Like
for sure. But
that's
honestly,
Mox being Mox.
I genuinely believe that was not scripted, and he kind of was like thinking of what to say next, and he was like,
He
no,
must have. It must have been because Pac was like,
he was like, the fuck?
and he didn't
And he
break.
didn't break. He didn't
Didn't
break at
break.
all,
He
which
was
was
just like,
fantastic. He was like, okay. That's why I don't think it was scripted at all. That's why I was just like, you weren't supposed to do that, but shut. I'm on camera now. It's live. So that was great. But yeah, Mark's saying like, listen, welcome. Put all your stuff with me behind. You want to go? Have you been cleared? It's like, and Osprey saying, doesn't
doesn't
matter.
matter.
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
gonna fight. The weather
Yeah,
doesn't matter. I'm gonna
if
fight
this
no
is
matter
what it
what.
takes, this is what I'm gonna do. And then Fantastic was like, cool, where's the ring? He was like, huh, what ring? That's
But
not
that's the
how we
thing is
do.
that so that's where it was is the
Yeah.
lead off with the camera coming through and they were wrestling on the floor or
No,
training on
that's
the
it.
floor,
Yeah,
and
but
that's what
Will
that's
didn't
like
know
it
that.
came,
So when he said like, no, we don't do it on a ring. No, we do it. Yeah.
and you saw that as like a viewer, like you saw that from our perspective going into it,
Yeah.
which was great.
That's fantastic. So I
And then
mean,
and then just on the side note, you had obviously where Samoa Joe like to probably finish it off with
Oh
Samoa
yeah,
Joe's little segment where he calls out Osprey and the Death Riders. And he's like, after we did for you, we saved you. He
yeah, it's
obviously
true.
introduced the new ops or whatever you want to, however you want to say it, but he introduced all the
Yeah,
members
yeah.
properly, so Bowens is officially part of the ops.
Yeah, because I mean, the whole thing with the Death Rise when Mox was champ, like I mean, they ran in for Osprey a lot, so this could be seen as a massive betrayal of what going to them to like learn to fight harder.
Because he's
So
like, oh, I don't
yeah,
know if it's just this Stockholm syndrome that they've got you under, and I was like,
maybe that's actually
okay,
yeah. And again, like when Joe was saying that, I was like, actually, that's a pretty good. Again, like the story is just this is a good story. Like I'm like eating all of this up.
yeah.
I really
It's like
really enjoyed it.
for me, it's like I'm like, okay, I'm picking, trying to sort of like pick it apart to see where this could go wrong.
Sure, sure.
Is it possible that Osprey sees what Joe said, and he just kind of he's almost acting like an internal enforce, like an internal spy at some point. Like, is
Possibly
there a
again, but
possibility
there's
that
so
Osprey
much
just
intrigue.
flips
Yeah,
again, and it's internal
I don't
sabotage? And
know. I don't know. That's why it's been so good. Like I didn't when the first thought I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is just your typical comeback. Will Osprey is gonna fight through all the goons and then get to Mox, and they've gone in a completely different direction, which I couldn't appreciate more. It's fresh, it's new,
yeah,
everyone's killing it. It gets the ops involved because I mean, give me more Samoa Joe, please.
love Joe.
So yeah, absolutely
We love the
fantastic.
shape of Joe's head as well. They had the
Yeah,
wrong camera angle for him, man. It
terrible,
looked like a
terrible.
proper cone head, but
Yeah, you look like your thumb after a bath.
it was bad.
It was not
I
good.
was thinking like get the cameraman to move backwards or something. It just doesn't. It's not helping Joe.
No, but it was great. So again, like overall, I thought if we had to do like a bit of a ranking kind of thing, I think AEW was better for me this week than Raw.
Yep, I would say that. I
Some
definitely
strong
would say
stories
that.
coming out of Raw and AEW. But I
Yeah,
think
got you thinking about both. Got you thinking
yeah,
about both.
and it's been good. It's been absolutely fantastic. Again, just a nice solid week of wrestling, and we still got a couple more shows to go.
Like I say, it's they said Collision's going to be like 3 hours on Saturday, so probably
We're
gonna
gonna have to push that part a little bit. I think.
yeah, that's going to be. Well, we're gonna have to extend extrapolate on that and just break it down
Sure.
properly.
Break it down.
But yeah, dude, again, second week now officially watching A Dubs and I'm getting into it. I am getting
You're digging it. Well, that's all.
yeah, I'm getting it.
That's all. That's all we need. That's all we want, really.
And I'll push it again if anyone else is like me and just either contemplated or wasn't thinking. I'm just so used to WWE.
Yeah.
Watch it. Honestly, the wrestling is a lot better,
And it's got stories. It's got
and it
plenty of
does have
stories.
stories.
You
Like I
just
said,
have to once you get into it, you're like, oh, okay, I get it now. A lot of people say like, oh, they don't focus. No, they do. Then there's the thing is because, like I said earlier on, because AEW doesn't treat it like everyone's a standalone entity. It's like, no, these are all people within the same sphere. They will interact. They will have crossovers and stuff like that. For me, it makes it a lot more interesting because I'm like, oh, okay, I can see why they like coming back
yeah,
to this 6 months later because Jericho spilled coffee on Kane. Like I mean, they used to do that all the time back in WWE. You
yeah,
know, and AEW just like leans into that a little bit harder, which I really enjoy. So yeah, again, it's a solid week of wrestling so far. I've really enjoyed it.
yeah. Enjoying it more. Definitely enjoying it more and more.
Fantastic. Awesome. All right. Well, cool. Gozzy, and we need to figure out a name for our listeners. Actually, the BTF and Dubs. Nah, that sounds terrible. Anyway, we'll figure that out for the
We'll
next
figure
show.
that out.
We'll figure
Throw
it
us
out.
something. Throw us
Uh,
out something that you think.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Put it in the comments. Thank you again for listening, Gozzy. I will catch you on the next one.
Yeah, bud.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Friday Night
Appreciate it.
SmackDown and 3 hours of Collision. Dope.
All right. Well, appreciate it, Ron. And I will. Yeah, I'll catch you on the next one, dude.
Fantastic. All right. And Logo World.